Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jason JB Smoke, and over to the right of me today.
I know what it is. I'm Duran. No cool nickname. Back at it.
Yeah,
Feel a
man.
little weird today, though. I ain't even gonna lie.
Why feel weird? Because we're inside?
Not just that we're inside. I haven't been dressed up on camera in a while.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. We've been relaxing it.
Real relaxed.
For sure.
But
yeah.
Straight from the office to rocking today.
Yeah, but we're doing different day of recording, so we're dressed a little differently.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, man, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm happy to be here. Get ready to smoke a cigar.
Absolutely.
Drink some bourbon. Have some good conversation.
Well, so today we got a nice stick. It's hard to believe we haven't done this one yet.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
But so here we've got the Liga Privada, the Drew Estate Liga Privada T52 Toro. Believe this was the second one they came out with after the number 9, and I love the cigar. I mean, absolutely love the cigar.
I do too. I'll say this: it's been quite some time since I've had one.
So I bought a box at a Drew Estate event at a shop, but I left it there on purpose.
Okay.
So I don't smoke.
So you don't smoke them up.
That's right.
Yeah. I get that.
Because I will smoke the crap out of these things. I mean, they're so good. They're so rich.
Yeah.
I mean,
the smell on it is incredible, man.
Yeah.
That man. Listen,
I know.
Looking forward to that one.
Like, I know this isn't a cheap cigar, but it's also not a crazy expensive
it's not
cigar
crazy
either.
expensive.
So, like, if you're, if you've not had one of these, you really need to try one of these.
You're doing yourself a disservice by not trying it.
I know Drew Estate is, they made their name off the flavored stuff, infused, whatever you want to call it. But when they went traditional, they went all in. I mean, so.
I'm a huge fan of Drew Estate.
I hear you.
So it's great stuff.
And then you brought our spirit for the day.
Yeah, man.
So tell us a little about it.
So this is the Knob Creek 12 year. It is something we've been looking for a little bit, trying to get our hands on it, right?
I mean, more than a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't find it.
No. And a friend of ours got lucky.
He ran
across it.
Yep.
Found 2 bottles.
He did.
And we was like, buy them both.
That's right.
And here it is. So we going to get a little pour and check it out and, let you know what we think and give it some critiques and all that good stuff. Of course, we've already tried it.
Of course.
I couldn't have this bottle show up anywhere that I was and not drink it. So we've already had some. If Jason was to show his bottle, it
took a hit.
It took a hit.
But, so I set up a tasting of the Knob Creeks.
Yeah, we did a whole spread. We did them all.
So we did the 9, the 12, the 15, and the 18.
And then we threw in a single barrel and a rye.
That's true. We did.
So
so that was fun to be able to taste them back to back and really really be able to taste the differences between them. I'm still a little torn between the 12 and the 15. I lean 12 simply for price and availability.
Again, that's what I was going to say. As far as it goes, the 15 is the better. It's better, right? Like, there's no denying the 15 is better. But for the price difference between 12 and 15, it's hard to justify.
Yeah.
And it's just ungodly hard to find.
Oh, yeah, because
this is hard to get. That's just basically close to impossible.
It is. You got to find someone that's held on to it for years and didn't crack it. Like, it's crazy ridiculous. So if you can find the 12, get it. It's worth it. It runs about $70, I think, ish. MSRP 65, something like that. It's basically the same as the 9 year, except it's 12 years.
Yeah.
I mean, so
that extra 3 helps, bro.
It helps a lot.
It makes it special.
It helps.
And again,
a lot.
I'm a huge fan of Knob Creek in general, right? And I don't know what happened. It's funny, when we first started Knob Creek, I was like, this ain't for me. And then I think the single barrel kind of opened my eyes.
Yes.
And I was like, all right, I need to revisit this with an open mind.
Right.
And now I don't go without having it.
I mean,
the 9.
It won our criteria bottle blind tasting.
It did.
It did. So it's hard to knock it.
Yeah.
It's a really great pour.
Yeah. Don't disagree. But we should probably get started, right?
Yeah, let's get started. Yeah, definitely.
I'm actually, since I already had a little of this Knob Creek, I'm going to switch out and I'll wait until the next episode to use the clean glass, and I ain't got to mix flavors. Look at that.
So this isn't regular production. It's just, I guess, super limited. I don't know. Especially where we live and here in Tennessee, it's just really hard to find. Oh, here. And the aroma on that is like you're just starting to get the heavy oak aromas, but you still have all that aroma that you're used to with a slightly younger bourbon.
I mean, I get a little from this one. I get a little bit of fruit, little vanilla. You know, there's.
But this is starting to lean towards just a super traditional, old world style.
I mean, there's some
bourbon.
more oakiness to it than the 9, but there's still a lot of really robust flavors in it as well.
Absolutely. And you know, they came out with a single barrel 12-year.
Yeah.
We'll never see that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, so the problem for us is like we almost always refuse to play secondary.
Yes.
If we opened our horizons to that, we probably could pull off some of these things. I have such a hard time doing it.
My problem is just perpetuating the absurdity of it.
Right.
Like, that's my problem with it is, you know, the secondary market wouldn't exist if people didn't buy from it. I understand why people do. Okay. They either don't want to have to hunt.
So again, everybody's bag is different, right? Like, you know, when I say bag, everybody's money is different.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at people paying secondary. I'm really not, right? I'm mad at the motherfuckers that buy at retail and buy in bulk at retail just to sell it secondary.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I've told you a million times, I'm a huge fan of make them open it before they leave the store.
Man, the first time I heard about that, I was like, absolutely.
Make them open it before they leave the store.
I wish every lottery would do that.
Yeah.
Make them open it.
Make them open it. Because, like, here's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see you get 14 bottles of something that I really want.
And then just sell them.
Sell it at 4 times the price.
Right.
Just
because you can.
Just because you can.
Yeah.
Like, not cool.
And, like, I mean, I get it. Like, that's a free market. But at some point, it becomes a little absurd and ridiculous. You know, you look at where Weller is, and it's just ridiculous. It's absurd and it's ridiculous, and it's because you have a ton of people out there that aren't bourbon people that somehow know the Weller name, and or they've heard of it, and they've been told that it's the cream of the crop.
Yeah, and
so it's made the demand for it just way outpace the supply.
Yeah.
So you've got $50 bottles going for $500, $700, $1,000. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like every one of those is a $50 bottle.
Like like I told you, I'm not a huge fan of my CYPB. Like it's okay, but it's not some of the other ones I've had, right? And if I would have known I didn't like it as much, it's not that I don't like it. I don't enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed some other ones. Had I known that when I won it, I would have sold it at the lottery to the crazy guy that wanted to pay me $500 for it.
Right, but there was no way for you to know.
No.
Yeah.
So you know.
So you just lit up. How's that first light puff?
Dog, it's a Liga. It ain't no. Again, we talk about Drew Estate, you know, quite often here, on High Proof Ashes. So it's not something that you haven't heard before. The Liga line has been perfected, man. Like these things are well done. You know what I'm saying? Like the perfect amount of bodies, perfect amount of flavor. You know.
What I like about it is even something that looks as dark as this, mm-hmm. you know, for a seasoned smoker, you can easily start with this. I mean, we're both starting with this. Like we have not had a smoke before this.
No. We jump right in.
Like it doesn't just blow the palate. It's just so flavorful.
Dude, it's an amazing stick. Like, you know, all of them are though. You know, T9, T52, H99, Anniversario, like, you know, they're all great.
Yeah, we need to get some of the Unico series on here. Those are difficult to find. Mm-hmm. Just because the shop has to be at a certain level to get it, you know, and if you try to buy it online, you pretty much have to buy the box, and that is very pricey. Yeah, because those usually run $20+ a pop.
Oof.
Yeah,
that's real.
You know, so most of the time, unless you're just a real super fan, you don't want a whole box of that, you know, that particular cigar.
Right.
You know, like that. You know, you got the LF40, the UF13, mm-hmm. The Ratzilla.
I I mean, and we've had all of them.
That. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We've had all of them,
and they're amazing.
Because we got them at the Barn Smoker.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed every one of those. Like, they are hard to find, and they're quite expensive though. And I don't know that I enjoy them that much more than the regular Ligas.
Yeah, I feel you. You know, like more than this one, or even that box press number 9 that you can get for $13.50 or whatever.
That's my jam, though.
Like, that thing is so good.
Yeah.
Like, if I had to pick one Liga to ever smoke, like, that's it would be that one. Like, and it's crazy to say that because it's an exclusive. Like, it's not a mass produced.
It's well done.
Like,
and the box press, I feel like just lends something extra to it. Like,
well, so I said it before. Like, I found out what's so different about the box press is that it has less tobacco in it, and so the
draw is much better.
Is much better.
But that's also why we smoke through them so fast.
That's very true.
That's why we smoke through them so fast.
Yeah, so it's a trade-off, right?
Yeah.
It's a trade-off to get that better draw. But, I mean, I feel like you don't get that experience with another Liga. It's very unique with that specific one where it's box pressed.
Yeah.
And then you're getting the number 9 experience.
Yeah.
It's
I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that. I don't mind it at all. Like, I'm still, the H99 is my absolutely favorite.
So the H99 for me is a really great, relaxing cigar.
Yeah, but I mean,
like
normally that's the mode I'm trying to get into.
Yeah, but like this is more flavorful.
Yeah, I don't disagrey. I don't disagree.
But the H99 is so well refined.
Mm-hmm. It's the perfect, for me, it's like the perfect balance of everything, like strength, flavor, you know what I'm saying? The amount of time that it's going to smoke.
Yeah, dude,
you know what I'm saying? Forever. Smoke combustion, right? Yeah. So like it's a 145 2-hour stick.
Yeah.
Right? Great smoke combustion.
Yep.
It's going to have the right amount of flavor. Okay. The right amount of strength, no matter what time of day it is, right? You can smoke that as a starter, you can smoke it as a finisher, like.
Right. I hear you.
That's why it checks every box for me. So it's a great cigar.
Well, let's talk about this spirit a little bit. Man, that aroma is just so good.
I mean, listen.
Like, it's crazy too, like, because as readily available as the 9 is, it makes you wonder why the 12 is so not readily available. Like, are they just bottling so much of the 9 that there's just not a lot of 12 left?
I mean, that could be it. But again, so here,
like every store you go in
has the 9.
Like you had
and the single barrel.
Like you're right. Like you see this size, you see the handle of the 9s, and they've got them. They're 3 wide and 10 deep.
Yeah,
and that's what's on the shelf.
You got to think about what the 9 is.
I know,
right? So it's
like it's a 9-year bourbon for $35. I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm not complaining about that at all.
So that's just like, yes, I bottle a lot of it because it's. How do you not sell that?
Right.
Right.
It sells itself.
Man, this is like seriously one of like the Knob Creek 9 should be like. I joke a lot of times like the Blantons is a rite of passage into like bourbon collecting or whatever.
Yeah.
But like the Knob Creek 9 should be like the entry to bourbon collecting, right? Because like you get everything from it that's supposed to be in a bourbon, like age, great price, amazing flavor, no burn.
Like we've done it in a blind. Like it's the top bottle.
Yeah.
Under $40.
Yes.
For the proof,
for our
and
opinion,
the age, but I mean that was the consensus. Like when you added up all the scores, it scored the highest of anything.
Don't disagree.
So it's hard to discount it at this point. I mean,
the 12 is not, man. Listen, I'm not sleeping on the 12, but again, like that 9, that's the magic pill right there. Like,
I mean, it's just it's the price and the availability that give it to you. Really, like. The age is ridiculous. Like 30, because 9 years for $35. That's crazy. Who else does
somebody
that?
Else,
right? So Wild Turkey is 7 years, right? It's 6 to 8, and it's 25. So you got a couple years less.
But again, we love Wild Turkey.
I know,
huge manufacturer.
You asked me for something,
but I'm saying,
giving you like the next closest thing.
But after those two, there's not a lot.
No, I mean Granddad,
4 to 6.
Oh, is it that young?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was the other one that we had in there? Well, Taylor, but
well, the problem is like all of those were mostly 4-year. Like a lot of those teetered at 4.
They were. You're not wrong. Yeah, the Turkey and the Knob Creek were the only ones that
were
old, well above the 4 and still cheap. Yeah, I mean you're right. I mean, there's a couple of some of the like Old Forester has 100 proof, but I don't know what the age of it is. Yeah. Right, I'd have to look that up. And frankly, we haven't even done it yet because neither one of us are really
big Old Forester
interested
guys.
In it. Like we probably also, should do it. Just
what's the price point on it?
They're cheap.
Okay,
it's cheap, man. It's like $25 for a regular.
We might as well.
The Evan Williams, bottled and bond. Mm-hmm. Like we haven't done that one either.
I'm not mad at that one though. I've had it a few times now, and
right.
But
it's probably a 4-year, right? It's bottled and bond. I think
so. Oh yeah, no, it's bottled and bond. It is a 4-year. So
it's just a minimum of 4 years. Is all that means. The E.H. Taylor is a bottled and bond, but it's a 7-year or 6 to 8, depending on which batch you're talking about.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's a shame that we knocked it as long as we did, and I'm glad that we were, we were able to try the single barrel that then was like, we need to try the regular, and surprised the shit out of us.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you something. Did you see the thing I tagged you in the other day on Instagram?
About what?
There's a Instagram influencer. He does whiskeys. And he put scotches and bourbons in the same category, and his thing was about bourbons and whiskeys you should no longer be buying. And his take was,
I did not see this.
Okay, his take was that you shouldn't be buying any allocated bourbons anymore because Elijah Craig and Larceny barrel proofs are better than all of them.
So the real argument is that those are both Heaven Hill products. Mm-hmm. And if you can look, there's about a dozen distilleries out there, that a dozen or so, that make pretty much everything in the market. Yeah. Okay. Like they at least distill it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the argument really is like you find the top thing from each of those distilleries that's not an allocation and stop buying the allocations. Not because they're better, but just because it's the same juice. Like it might be a little bit lower proof, it might be a different label or whatever, but I don't think you're ever going to get away from people hunting.
Well, but my thing is like, man. You can't tell me that like there are just certain allocated bottles
like the
that
fucking B-Tax are fucking better than anything else Trace puts out.
So when he said the shit, when he said it, I was like, nah, I was good until you got there, bro.
So there's a lot of the allocated bottles that are probably not worth it, but there's a lot of them that are worth it.
Yeah, okay? And that was my thing. It was just like, stop any allocated bottle. They're just not worth it. And I was like,
have you had it?
Yeah, like that would be my real question. Have you enjoyed them? Yeah, have you actually had a chance to actually drink them? Because he made that blanket statement, and I was like, okay, you done lost your damn mind.
Well, so like every Old Carter. I mean, granted, there's some that I would rather have over others, but I wouldn't mind having any of them. A B-Tac. I'll take any of them.
Yeah.
Like, I got to taste, oh my God. I'm drawing a blank.
Which one are you, you talking about when we were
yeah. What was the, why am I drawing a blank?
You're talking about William LaRue Weller.
That's it. Man, I couldn't get over the aroma on the thing. Like, it was so good, y'all. It was so good that when I was done with the pour, I went and got another glass because we were doing a tasting, just so that I could keep smelling the drop that was left in the glass. That's how good the aroma was.
But I mean, you tried others there as well.
I did. But I'm just saying,
the Thomas Handy is good.
Yeah, the Thomas Handys were good. The Sazeracs were good.
Yeah.
I don't know that we had the other one. What's the other one? Eagle Rare 17. We
No,
didn't
we
have
didn't
that
do
one.
that. I've had Eagle Rare 17. Yeah,
but not that night. And I'm here to tell you that Eagle 17 is leaps and bounds better than the regular Eagle Rare. Like,
yeah, for sure, bro. Like it ain't even in the same stratosphere.
No, it's not even close.
But same thing with William LaRue Weller. Like it's a Weller. Like if you can't stack any of the Weller line against the William LaRue Weller.
I mean, there's one we haven't had, right? Or real two. We've neither one of us have had the single barrel.
Yeah, but you can't. And we've
not had
believe.
And we've not had the new one that they released, that $500 bottle, or whatever. We haven't had that one, but it's hard for me to believe, like you say, that they're better. Or
and then there's the double Eagle Rare out there somewhere that like
never gonna have that.
You never know.
Never gonna see it. Never gonna have it. This shit's like $15,000 a bottle or something.
You never know, bro.
SRP.
We've had bottles that expensive. So,
I mean, you know what? You're not wrong. Like we know people that might have it, and they might share it with us, right? Have like a little half-ounce pour of it. You never know.
I don't know. I've never heard anybody tell me they had the double Eagle Rare because I would make it a point to try to get an invitation there. I know people that have some nice stuff, but the double Eagle Rare is like that's a monster.
That is a monster. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So if you got that in your collection and you know us and you ain't told us, we ain't really cool then. Like we ain't really cool then.
This guy here, I love it.
I mean,
I love it.
It is what it is, though.
But getting back to this pour,
yeah,
I hate that this isn't, like, I get that it's not readily available, but it would be nice to like see it in like a points cabinet. Like I've never even seen it in any of the lotteries. I've seen the 18, but I've never seen the 12 like in any way, shape, or form around here.
Because again, like we looked it up the other day, and like, I looked on.
And you can get it.
You can get it on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't crazy
I
either.
know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why we don't, like...
so my biggest thing is I'm kind of scared of ordering online. I'm not even on front because I'm afraid I might get something fake.
I mean, yeah, it could happen.
Let's see. Creek 12.
So I'm not going to sit here and say that I would buy this over the 9, every day.
So like right now, there's places that right now say they'll ship it for $70.
I mean, that's what we paid.
$69.99, says 10 in stock. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we might need to just try it out one time and see. Because I feel like this is a bottle I don't want to run out of. I'm not going to drink it that often because I know how hard it is to get.
Yeah.
But if I know that I can just pop online and order one.
Now the 15, that's a different animal.
I know the 15 is a different animal.
Like, nah, even online it's crazy. It's got a crazy ass price.
It's probably not under $200.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
And that's just because of how rare it is.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, y'all, this is a really great pour. If you've not given Knob Creek a chance, you really should.
Have we done the 18 on here?
I don't think so. The 18 is kind of past, for me, it's past the peak.
Yeah,
it's past the
pinnacle. As hell.
It's not even so much that it's oaky. Like, the best way I can describe it is the taste is a bourbon, yes.
Yeah.
But everything else in the mouth, it's like drinking a dry red wine.
See, I don't get that.
Like my thing is, like, it's still kind of fruity, but it's super dry. Like, you get in the sides of your mouth or the corners of your mouth, it's super tanniny, dry.
I get a ton of just.
I mean, and it's oaky, of course.
Yeah, it's like drinking wood.
So listen, when we did the tasting, we did it with like 10 people, something like that, a dozen people. No one picked the 18.
No.
It was between the 12 and the 15.
Yeah.
Right? It was just kind of back and forth, right? And for me, I'm on the fence, like, just, again, because of just straight up taste, the 15's better.
Yeah.
But when you tack on price and availability, the 12 wins.
Yeah. I don't disagree. And to be completely honest, like, the single barrel 9 is still up there for me.
It is.
Like,
I still think this is better than the single barrel 9.
I don't disagree, but like it's not marginally better. Like,
yeah.
Like,
no, you're right.
It's close.
It's very close.
It's close.
And they're close to the same price too. Mm-hmm. So.
our honest opinions.
We're not passionate at all.
It smells even better after resting in the glass for a little bit.
Someone was talking to me the other day about watching the podcast and how like animated we get when we're talking about bourbon and cigars, and that we were so animated that they actually got excited, about what we were talking about.
Good.
And, I was like, that's great, because we really enjoy what we do, and we really enjoy recording.
So the thing is, sometimes I forget that we're actually recording. Like, to be completely honest, I know there's a big ass screen in front of me, and I look up and I see us, but also at the same time, it's just kind of, this isn't out of the ordinary.
No.
Like, this is Whiskey Wednesday with just me and you. Like,
right.
This is what we do every Whiskey Wednesday. We talk about what we like, what we don't like, which pour was the best on the table tonight, compare it to this, compare it to that, so it's nothing different than what we do all the time. We're just recording it, and y'all get to sit in and watch with us. So pretty cool.
Love it. And it's funny, like when we skip a week, like it's noticeable. You know what I'm saying? Like when we skip a week and then it's time to record, it's like, man, it feels like forever.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
last week we just had a whole bunch of stuff going on. Well, last week we did, we had
it was a holiday. Yeah, it was a holiday.
Yeah, so we should have recorded the backyard, but
I thought about it, but then I was like, let me not. Like, let's just relax. And,
it was good to relax too.
Yeah, just have a good time, not have to worry about a camera on us. So, but it was nice. Like, it was the first time I actually hung out at your place.
Yeah.
For like an extended period of time, and it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was kick back, laugh, have some drinks.
Like it was just a few people, so it was nice to like not have a huge crowd. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, cool beans. So let's do the cigar thing, right? Like,
you want to do the band thing? What you want to do?
Man, listen, I've described enough Liga bands to they all look the same. All the Liga bands are the same. The change is what's written on them. So it says Liga Privada. This one says T52. That's the only difference. Of course, it's the traditional Liga band. It's got the Drew Estate logo on it with the T52 in the corner. It's a good-looking band. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. They make it look like it's handwritten. And I would assume at some point it probably really was handwritten. And small production numbers, they probably said, "Here, try these." And
yeah, they probably had someone write it out.
Yeah,
and then just picked one that they liked, and they ran with that one.
So
started copying it.
Again, when you look at the cigar, right? Like, I've ashed several times. You can see the ash looks really good. No smoke right now, just because I put it down for a while. But let's see if it's still lit.
Does a pretty good job staying lit, man.
That's the beauty of a great cigar, right? Like, one that's done really well. Like, look at the smoke production now. Like, so there was no smoke coming out when I was holding it. And
right.
One draw. I didn't do my double draw. I don't think I might have. I don't know. I'm terrible.
We don't think about it.
No, I'm terrible about double drawing.
We don't think about it.
But phenomenal burn right now. It's burning pretty close to even. I got a good cut on it too. It barely took the cap off, and I'm getting tons of smoke. I mean, I could have cut a little more and probably got even more smoke. But the wrapper looks good. It's full of flavor.
Look, this is something, if I could smoke it every other day, I would. But you never find these on sale. They don't have to. They don't have to put them on sale.
They're at a good price point. Why would
they're $17, right?
Yeah, this is one of those that it's not hard to sell it.
No. It's worth every dollar you pay for it.
And it lives up to the hype.
So it doesn't surprise me that you never find these on sale. It's the same thing with like a Padron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never find Padrones on sale. You don't have to.
Nope. Nope.
Pretty much every shop you go in has a full spread of Padrones.
Yeah.
Their production volume is incredible because, unlike, not that I'm dogging on Fuente, but unlike Fuente, like, their cigars are everywhere all the time.
Padron?
And yeah.
Fuente is too, I think. So
they're a little bit more.
It just depends on what you want, right? Some people are unfortunately you know, the way Padron has something for everybody, so does Fuente.
That's true.
So it's just a matter of
That's true.
The problem
You're right.
is you can't get to that top tier of Fuente.
Well, I mean, I'm
and
not
Fuente don't let you pick nothing. Like,
I'm not even trying to get to top tier. Like, just give me a Don Carlos. Like, that ain't top.
No,
that's very much middle ground. That's a $12 cigar.
It is.
I mean,
but so are, you know, a bunch of other things that are right before it. Queen Bee, King T, you know, like
even that. But those are not. The thing about Padrones, though, like, they have their 1000 series, the 1964, the 1926, and the anniversaries everywhere all the time. Like, the only reason a shop wouldn't have them is because they didn't order them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But with Fuente, I don't know if it's because of, like, what you just said, that the shop doesn't get to pick what they get, or what. I don't know what it is, but, like, you never know when you walk into your shop, unless it's a Fuente shop. Like, when you walk into your shop, you never know if they're going to have a Fuente that you want. You know, beyond
I guess
beyond like the like curly heads and the conquistadors, and I mean, and there's nothing wrong with those.
Yeah.
You know, but when I want a Queen Bee or I want a Don Carlos, that's what I want. And you walk in and it's like, oh, you just had them last week. Yeah, we only got one box.
So I think it may be a production issue.
That's what I'm wondering. Like,
I think it might be a production issue, right? Because
is it or maybe it's a demand issue as well. Like, maybe the Fuentes are just,
we know Fuente is, like, you know, one of those brands that are super high demand. So a lot of times when you walk into a place and there's no limit on a Hemingway or no limit on a Don Carlos, or somebody gonna buy them all, right? Like,
right. You might be right. It could just be a simple supply and demand type thing.
And I'm gonna be honest, like, you got to move into a little bit of the nicer Padrones to get the same thing that you get in the Fuente, right? So, like, Fuente has a bargain basement line with, like you said, the curly heads, you know, the conquistadors and all of those type things.
Right.
But, like, once you get to, like, that Hemingway, like, realistically, it's probably a little underpriced for what the market is now, right? Because the Hemingway smokes pretty close to these Ligas. So there's a Don Carlos. So Don Carlos probably smokes right at the Liga.
The Don Carlos is probably close. I would argue that the Hemingways and the ones like them are a little bit less, only because they're like a, what do you call it, like the rough style.
Yeah.
You know, so they don't look as clean. You know, they're meant to be like that, and again, nothing wrong with it. But, you know, and I'm not going past the Don Carlos on purpose, right? So, like,
yeah, me neither. I'm staying there.
Yeah, like the next step on Yejos, those are like a semi-yearly release, right? So I get that. But the Don Carlos is regular production. Every shop can get them.
Mm-hmm.
They are not at the next tier where you have to be at a certain level to get them, right? Any shop can get the Don Carlos and below. And it's like, you know, and I'm not even complaining about the Don Carlos. I mean, like you said, all the queens, all the kings, you know, the double chateaus, like, they're all, it's hit or miss is my issue. Right. And I don't know if that's a shop, like a lounge issue, or if that's a supply issue, or what. I don't know what the issue is. But I don't know, man. I don't want to feel like pressured when I go into a place and I see that, oh, they've got a box of Don Carlos. I better buy half the box because they might not have any next week.
Right.
Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. So,
like, if I was going to do that, I would just buy a box online somewhere.
I get it. And I think my thing is just, I like variety so much that, like, I don't really care if I walk in and, like, there's not a Don Carlos or something like that, because, you know,
it's not an everyday
then I can
cigar.
switch over to a Padron, or
it's not an everyday cigar.
No.
Right. So, you know, you're probably not, unless you smoke those all the time, you're not going to buy a box. And so, you know, when I go into a shop and I see they have a box, I get like 2 of them.
That's just like, for me, the La Flor Dominica Solus. I don't remember how to pronounce it, but
the Solus.
You know, when I walk in and I see those, I don't smoke them every day.
Right.
But shit, I have a hard time as soon as I buy them not smoking.
You smoke them, yeah. Like, when I see you buy a 4-pack of them or whatever, like, every time I see you, you're smoking one.
Yeah, I'm out of them.
You know,
I like that cigar a lot, bro. I like that cigar a lot. I don't know what it is, but I like it a lot. That's a brand that we haven't given a whole lot of attention to, and we probably need to do
LFD.
More. Yeah.
So LFD, we've done the Lennox, and I thought we had done the Solus. Have we not?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't remember if we've done the Solus or not. But that might be it. I don't think we've done anything else.
I know the only one I know for a fact we've done is Lennox.
Yeah. Man, look, there's so many brands out there to try to highlight something. I mean, here we are highlighting another Drew Estate, but I mean, we like Drew Estate, and this is one we haven't done, and I had it, and I don't have a lot of LFDs. It's not a brand that I go to very often.
Well, it's just they're not necessarily readily available in our market.
No, they're not, and they're also like not cheap.
No,
like neither is this, but a lot of the cigars we've smoked I've been able to get them on a deal.
Yeah, so I think I picked for like the Solus. I think I paid something like 13, 14. Like, it's not
also,
crazy.
Also, LFDs are strong, man.
But
like,
yeah,
and I don't always want to smoke a strong ass cigar.
You know,
that's not. I don't smoke strong every day.
No, me neither. But like, you know, we should probably show them some more love because we
probably should.
Right.
We should probably get with we need to have Sean on and have him highlight.
He loves to smoke them strong.
He loves LFDs.
Yeah.
So we ought to have Sean on and have him pick an LFD to bring to us, and we'll do an LFD.
I like it. Maybe we'll get out and do some guns and cigars.
There you go.
Yeah.
That sounds like an idea.
Well, looks like we're about at time.
Yeah. I mean, we over here just rambling, and we're already at time.
Listen, we're just doing what we do, enjoying the day.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess I'll do final thoughts. So, I mean, look, T52, like, if you like Ligas, you probably love the T52 or the number 9, or maybe even both, right? The H99 came in as a third wheel and just kind of messed up everything, right? And so it's kind of hard probably to pick between the three, but
not for me.
So I like the T52 and the H99 equally for different reasons. So for me, it's a matter of what mood I'm in. So for me, they're kind of equal.
Yeah.
They're kind of equal. Like, I think I've said before that the H99 I probably prefer over the T52. And that's probably not a false statement, just from I smoke them more often than I do the T52s, because more often than not, I want something very relaxing, something refined. Yeah. This is a little bit stronger, a lot more flavor. You kind of have to be in the mood for this.
Yeah, you really do. Like, it's not a... When I think of the H99, I think... I'll let you finish your final thoughts. My bad. Go ahead.
And then the drink, like, this is so good. Like, it pains me that it's just so unavailable. And I mean, at the price, like, if this were sitting on the shelf right next to the 9-year, like, I would pick it up just as often as I pick up the 9.
Probably.
Right? As I empty it, grab another one. Right? Empty the 9, grab another one. Yeah. Right? Like, the price doesn't even bother me. Right? It's double the price. I don't care.
No.
It's just that good.
No. 2 bottles under $100 that are phenomenal.
They're like right at $100 together.
Yeah, I mean, if you put them together, you're gonna spend $100.
Yeah.
I'm in.
And it's a phenomenal pour. So if this is something you can grab it. But what you got, man?
As far as the cigar goes, like Jason said, this is not an everyday smoke for me, because it is more robust, I'd like to say. So it's a little stronger. It is more flavorful. But I feel like it takes a little more out of me when I smoke it, right? Like, the next cigar is going to have to be very well planned out to follow this up.
Right.
So that's the unfortunate part, right? With the H99, that's not the case, which is why that's the one I lean towards.
I think I'm with you. Like, that's why I smoke the H99 more often, because you're right. It's much easier to follow it than it is to follow this.
I'm going to have a real hard time following this.
Like, I mean, I've got something to follow it, but...
Yeah, but most people would not know how to follow up this cigar, right? Like, we good. That ain't a problem.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So that's a very good point to make.
It's a phenomenal cigar, right? It burns well. Combustion is great. Construction is great. Everything you want in a cigar, it checks all of the boxes. As far as the spirit, the Knob Creek 12, listen, man, I've said it enough. I'm a Knob Creek fan. Glad I fell in love with it, because I really, really do enjoy going in and finding something so flavorful. The 12 just adds to that, right? It is a phenomenal bottle at the price point. For the price, it is probably the best in the lineup. For the price. Now, if you take price out of the equation, the 15 is probably the way to go.
Yeah.
But for availability, price, all of those type of things, the 12 is the best in the lineup. That's my 2 cents on that.
I totally agree. I wish we could get the single barrel, because I would love to
I don't know. I might check it out, see what we can find.
Like, I would love to pit not only would I like to pit it against this, but to pit it against the 9-year single barrel. So if y'all know where we can get a 12-year single barrel, let us know.
Yeah. Or Knob Creek, just send us one.
Right?
Holla at us.
I mean, look, we don't even need a whole bottle. Like, I mean,
hey,
I'd love a whole bottle. But hey, look, you send us a little sample bottle.
Yeah, we'll
that'd be great.
We'll take it. But let's wrap this thing up, man.
Yeah,
y'all know what it is. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that little bell so that you get notifications when we drop new content. We do appreciate y'all rocking with us. We slowly but surely growing, and we appreciate all of the love, man. With that being said, y'all know what it is. I am Duran, no cool nickname, and my partner.
I am Jason JB Smoke. And listen, y'all share us with your friends. You know, tell everyone about us. You know, we're trying to grow just like everybody else is on social media and podcasts and such. But you know, the podcast is our main thing. So we appreciate anything and everything that you can comment and contribute to help us out on anything we can smoke or drink. You know, listen, we'll see you guys on the next one. Put some smoke in the air, man.
You know it.